You gotta get out
putting my information out there? Where do you want me to go? I don't know where to go.
I don't know. That's why I put in applications for you.
I can't get my own place. My credit is shit.
Yeah, I know. That's why everything's in my name.
Okay, so then where am I supposed to go? I'm not going to get approved for anything. I'm like, don't you think maybe you should have ran that by me before you just started, like, putting my information out there? These people won't leave me alone.
Well, you're not going to leech off of me anymore, so I'm trying to get you, ahead of the game.
But, like, technically, this is, like, marital property. If you want to kick me out and get a divorce, whatever, but then half the property is mine, you're going to have to buy me out.
No, that's not.
Or sell the house and we both get 50-50 profit. Yes, that's how that works, Avery.
No, it's in my name. That's why your credit's so bad.
It's in both of our names. We got the house when my credit was still okay.
Nope.
But now my credit is like shit, and I'm not going to be able to get anything else on my own now. That's why you had to fucking co-sign on my car. I couldn't even get a car.
Yeah, I know. Well, good luck.
And you just want me out? Good luck. I have your kids. Where am I going to go?
My ex-boyfriend was the best eater I knew. Top tier, no notes. And when we broke up, I was very sad because it was like right person, wrong time. I love him to death, and I don't know how I'm going to move on because I don't want to be with anyone else because I love spending time with him. He makes me laugh. He checks all the boxes. But it just now occurred to me, also, on top of all this, who's going to eat it? Because I swear to God, some of y'all men out here are fucking gay. You hear 1 ounce of coochie on tongue, and y'all are like, no, I don't want that. That's gross. Ew. How do you think us women feel having your schlong.coms shoved down our esophaguses after being balls deep in the cooch? Do we flinch? Oh. And some of you guys go, I don't want to kiss you because you just sucked my dick. And you think we like the taste of it? There is a lack of eaters in the world.
I know y'all probably think that this is cute, but I'm wishing that there's some way that you can stop saying this type of stuff. Like, it's not cute, bro. Y'all sound like y'all for the streets. Seriously, stop talking like that.
Is growing there nice?
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Let me see. Can I touch it?
My hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's nice. Got a nice look. I can edge that up for you. My clipper's downstairs.
A lady never tells her age, but I will say I'm 39, but I don't look your typical 39, so I'm proud of that.
Shelly.
Yes.
You look 39. It's okay though.
Do you know how to make a sandwich?
Yeah, I do. Want me to teach you?
No, thank you. That's a woman's job.
Literally 15. What do you know?
Bro, you know how to read?
Yes, I do know how to read.
Name 10 books.
I mean, you're just sitting in your chair.
And you be eating food like we at McDonald's.
3 times 3, Amanda.
9.
9. Then give me 9 fucking chops, you stupid thick bitch.
Please stop interrupting me. The thing is, I would have never done this to somebody that I love. When I got down on one knee, again, I got interrupted.
It looks like you forgot something.
What did I forget?
You forgot you're out of shape.
Okay, I'm sorry I did not get to cook your breakfast.
But it smelled like breakfast, so what you mean to tell me is you cooked so you could eat.
I didn't eat anything.
Then why it smell like bacon? Because you ate. But you
I don't eat bacon.
I mean, it's cool. It's fine. You be busy and shit, so you ain't got fuck you.
Woman in the comments was like, I don't like it when you do this to good guys. They don't care, man. A lot of these modern women think this type of stuff is a joke. I think it's a joke. When a man doesn't do something for them, then all of a sudden it gets serious.
So a few days ago, this guy texted me and asked me if I wanted to hang out yesterday. And I said, ooh, do you have a Christmas present for me? Which was a little unhinged for me to say to him because I had left him undelivered for almost 2 weeks prior to that. But he said, I do, you'll be surprised. And I was like, okay, cool. So we made our plans. And the next day he texted me and he was like, oh, did you not get my text earlier? And I said, oh, no. And I just sent him a screenshot of our text thread. And I said, this is all I have. Not thinking that when I sent him that screenshot, I was going to show him that I don't have his contact saved, which I don't think is that big of a deal because I really don't save men's numbers unless we're like in an exclusive relationship. I thought he would be more concerned about my hundreds of unread text messages. But his response to me sending him the screenshot was just like, oh, you don't have my contact saved, that's crazy work. And I was like, oh, if you're surprised for me the $1 million, I'll save your contact. How about that? So we were hanging out and he brought it up again that I don't have his contact saved. And I was like, you know what? you don't even know my last name, which is kind of a shot in the dark because I'm thinking he might know my last name, but like I don't think he did because we don't have each other on social media and he had never asked. And like I looked him up, he had his last name literally in his Hinge profile because it was part of his Instagram handle. And he was like, oh yeah, like that's why I asked for your Instagram so I could try to figure out your last name. And I said, I'm not going to add a random stranger from Hinge to my Instagram. Like, I'm sorry. But I was like, well, what if my last name wasn't on my Instagram? He's like, oh yeah, then I just would have been out of luck. I left that man's house yesterday. He still does not know my last name, okay? But then it reminded me of when I was dating my most recent ex, he had to go to the hospital and get a procedure done, and I was like his emergency contact for that. I came to the hospital with him. As we're doing the little check-in, the woman's like getting all this information. She goes, oh, who's your emergency contact? He tells her my name, and she asks if he can spell it. He spells my first name. He gets to my last name, and he just looks at me. And I was like, you don't know how to spell my last name? So I spell it out, and we were all kind of like laughing, whatever. But then a couple days go by, and I was like, did you really not know how to spell my last name? He said, oh, I was just really nervous. Like, I wouldn't even know how to spell my own last name in that moment, because I was just like really anxious, whatever. So I thought, you know what? Maybe it's better that men just like don't know my last name, because I was dating someone for over a year, and he couldn't even spell it. So like from now on, I'm just not even going to tell it to him.
I'm learning one thing about this woman's stories is that the way she says it is like, how dare he? Like, how dare he do something about, or do something, or say something, or not know something, or not be where he's supposed to be. But then the more she talks, you realize that they're actually on the same type of time, because she's not doing a lot of stuff for him. And so it kind of equals out. Not to absolve anybody of anything, but you kind of realize the guys that she's dealing with are not jerks like that, because the stuff that she's doing is kind of like a jerk move as well.
Hey there. How you doing, man? I finished washing the car.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I got a question though.
What's up?
While I was vacuuming it out the trunk, I looked under, trying to move some things around. Why did I find this? Okay. And that. And why is my shit in your trunk? Don't look at me like that again. Tell me something.
Aren't these the shoes that you said they gave you 2 different sizes to? I was doing you a favor.
What?
These are my favorite shoes. They're ones because you're my number one. You'll forever be my number one.
Bash and mash is nicely again. Why is my stuff in your trunk?
I'm actually glad you found your clippers though. And it does sound like my vibrator. Also, maybe if you would adhere to that list.
Fuck that list. How about that? Give my shit. Goddamn list. Stop playing with me.
Love you.
Stop touching my shit.
What do you need his stuff for? What do you need it for? And when he go to find his stuff, he can't find it. I mean, who does that? Who does that, bro? Walking around, rolling around with his $500 cologne in your trunk. Bro, what are you doing?
Bitch wanna argue with bitches online. Bitch, go build a motherfucking house, hoe. You pussy ass, bitch made ass nigga. Fuck wrong with you?
Bitch, keep talking to me. I'ma come find you and kill you. Fuck you, you dumb, dirty DMV bred bitch. Fuck. Me arguing with bitches online? Why the fuck would I argue with a nigga when I can beat his ass? Y'all sound so stupid saying that dumb ass shit. We can only argue with you stupid ass bitches. Cause if we beat y'all the fuck up, what's going on? What's gonna happen after that? We gotta register. You dumb, stupid, bald head bitch. Putting designs and hieroglyphs in the back of your dreads and shit. You stupid bitch. You look retarded. You look a mess, ho. Fuck wrong with you? Get on my motherfucking DMs, you country bumpkin bitch.
You know, listen, I'm just trying to tell all of the young ladies out there to be careful.
All right, tap in, girls. How do I use this? And how long does it stay on my face for?
Do not ask girls to tap in.
It's on TikTok, though.
I do not give a fuck. You don't need any girls' advice.
You literally said that you didn't know how to do it.
I was saying that because you're using my mask before I've ever used it.
So how do I use it?
You read the instructions. You don't ask random girls on the internet to tap in. That's why you're married.
Back when I was in college, I was dating this guy on and off again that I did not really like at this point.
Ladies, y'all want to see what it's like to date some of y'all in today's day and age? Viewer discretion is advised.
For whatever reason, we were meeting in our college town, which is a 3-hour drive from me, right? Disclaimer, I was not putting oil in my car. I thought my dad was doing it. He was not. So I'm on the phone with this guy, and I'm talking to him, and I realize that my car engine is starting to kind of smoke, but I'm like, ugh, whatever.
We just started the story, bro. We haven't even gotten to the best part. We just started the story. Your car's engine is smoking and it's whatever? How? This is why I never believed in like that whole women intuition bullshit and women got great discernment. Your intuition, your discernment should have told you something is fucking wrong, I need to pull over. But instead, nah, I'll deal with it later.
And I mentioned it casually, and he's like, you should really pull over. And I'm like, I think I know my car. You should really shut the fuck up and not tell me what to do. I'm a grown-ass woman.
So this nigga offers you the best advice you could get in that point in time. And your response to him is, you need to shut the fuck up and not tell me what to do because I'm a grown-ass woman. Not only are you a grown-ass woman, you know your car. Okay, Vin Diesel? The way of the independent woman, boy, I tell you, this shit gonna get some of y'all really fucked up.
I continue to drive, and a tow truck driver, after a couple more minutes, comes up next to me, and he's like, your car's on fire. I'm on the phone with my boyfriend, and I'm like, oh, look how many niggas want me. He's telling me that I'm fire, that I look good.
Bro, what the fuck? You can't make this shit up. Motherfucker is telling you your car is on fire. You're thinking, I'm like that. I fucking told this nigga, not everybody want me. Look at that. And nothing clicked in your head like, wait a minute. Fire. So I saw smoke earlier. 2 and 2 would always equal 4 in this fucking situation. But instead, you thought somebody was trying to get at you while you were on the phone with your boyfriend, let alone a nigga in a tow truck.
In that moment, I also realized that my steering wheel is locked. I cannot move it. My dashboard is frozen. But I can't let my boyfriend on the phone know that he won.
What the fuck be wrong with some of y'all? There's nothing to win here. You're about to die. Your car's on the verge of fucking exploding, bro. You're thinking about, I can't let this nigga win. Mind you, the thing that he's gonna win is the advice that he gave you, which was the best advice at the time, is what you don't want him to win. I don't even fucking get it. What are you talking about?
So this tow truck driver is telling me, like, slow down, put your caution signals on, and he's motioning to other cars to let me over so I can get off and exit. And I'm maneuvering with all my might to get over. I somehow managed to slow the car down, get over, and the first place off of the highway was a gas station.
I've heard it all. I've heard all of it. Your car's up in flames and the first place you stop at is a gas station. You cannot make this shit up.
So I genuinely jump out of the car. Wasn't moving fast at this point, but my car is starting to actually go up in flames. It rolls into a stop and I run into the gas station and I'm like, my car's on fire. And they're like, you decided to go to a gas station? They turn off the gas, the fire department comes, my car is completely totaled. Car was totaled and the guy that I'm talking about, my then boyfriend, had to drive down and come and get me.
That is literally the life of certain women. Make as many fucked up decisions as you can and somebody else is gonna come and fix it for you. Man, life must be great for some of y'all. But you know, unfortunately for you, you ain't gotta listen to shit I'm saying. Because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
Telling you, bro, these modern women, they're so hyped up. They're so enamored with themselves. That's how they can go outside and say, oh, I see every woman I see is a 10. Oh, I'm a baddie too. They get on this app talking about how come an attractive woman can't find a man. And the whole time they be talking about themselves. And you be like, you consider yourself attractive? I thought you're not talking about your friends. You're talking about yourself. Like, whose system of measurement are you using?
I really view males the same way they view women, because why am I stepping outside of my house and seeing a man with a beer belly?
The problem with this logic is most women, most feminists wouldn't actually take this deal. Because this post isn't simply her saying that she criticizes unattractive men. This is her proposing a deal and accepting it by herself. The deal is, oh, men are hypercritical of women's looks. I, as a woman, am going to be hypercritical of men's looks. Typical, if they do it, I can do a logic. And my thing is, do it. Personally, I don't care. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But let's follow this trail, okay? You doing this thing, you lose leverage in asking men to stop. And other women who don't even partake in what you're doing lose leverage in asking men to stop. You'll hear, oh, like, why do I got to stop criticizing their looks when you criticize our looks? You literally see these arguments today. Oh, women criticize men's looks all the time. Like, why can't we do it? And again, if the deal being made is men criticize women like this so women can criticize men like this, they can just everyone can do it all at the same time. time. A lot of women wouldn't like that because of the historical value behind their looks. They wouldn't feel like that was fair at all. It's like you're fighting fire with fire, but like when you fight a system like the patriarchy with fire, the house always wins. Like again, if you fight fire with fire in this way, would you feel less oppressed? Would you feel less discriminated against? Now, if men stopped and women stopped, would you feel less discriminated against? Would you feel less oppressed? Probably. And the thing is, even with making a post like this in the first place, me personally, I understand that there are some things as a man I can't say. Even if I'm provoked. Like y'all see, sometimes like people get in my comments talking crazy, people make videos talking crazy about me. Do you not think sometimes I look at these people and some thoughts come to mind? Of course they do. But 999 times out of 1,000, I'm not gonna say any of those things out loud because one, it's not that serious. And two, optically, I know what that can lead to. My point is, I can take that on the chin. I can take women telling me that I look like Dee Pickles. But a lot of men can't. Okay, so they're gonna see a post like this, get triggered, be outraged, and then start insulting women harder than they were before. They're gonna go out of their way to be more critical because now they're going to feel justified in it because they're like, oh, the women are doing it too. So that's why the whole, hey, women, let's do this too, logic never really pans out because you're simply not going to solve the problem or win. And it's like, if you don't want to solve the problem and you also don't want to win, what's the goal here? And regardless of what that goal is, I feel like you're making it more difficult for like the actual feminists. It's like there are people out there being like, okay, we need to get these things to stop. And you're stoking the flame. It's like, I'll get on here, right? And I'll tell men like they shouldn't hit women because men shouldn't hit women. I'm like, even if you're hit by a woman, I don't think you should hit the woman back. And I'll talk about that. I'll argue with men about it all the time. But then when women get on here and make jokes about beating men and it's just like super funny to them. And then men tag me in those videos and they're like, hey, what about this? Or like men bring that up and they're like, hey, what about this woman saying this? What do I say to them? Like, obviously, that would never be an excuse to hit a woman regardless. But my point is, like, do you see how that undermines my argument? Like, I'm trying to discourage men from ever putting their hands on women. And then, like, there are just people who are trying to fight fire with fire, which does nothing but grow the fire. And it's like, when you go fire to fire with these systemic structures, the house is always going to win. Okay, so it's not worth what you're doing or whatever you think you're doing.
A lot of these modern women aren't critical thinkers. They don't think far enough ahead to understand what the outcome is going to be. And that's why they make videos like this. They get all done up, get ready with me, and then it's just like a stream of consciousness sort of thing. They don't realize the stupid stuff that they're saying. Maybe here and there they might say something that makes some sense, but that's really all it's going to be. Like out of a 30-minute live stream that they might have maybe a minute or two where they say stuff that actually makes sense, like a coherent thought that you'll be like, oh yeah, that's a bar. Like that's something that I could, put on my mirror and wake up in the morning and say, yeah, man, I'm gonna live by that. But that's few and far between. Most of the stuff that they say is stupid.
I'll never forget this one time this guy kept trying to be my man. I kept telling him I was not ready for a relationship. I'm still trying to repair my heart. Still traumatized. Bitch, he didn't care. He kept doing everything in his power to show me how he was the man for me. So I tells him that if we become a thing and you break my heart, I'm going to hurt you. And he's like, oh, haha, you just playing. So anyway, we boyfriend and girlfriend and stuff, and things is going good, lottie-dottie. After a couple of months, the calls start to slow down. The texts start to slow down. We not going out as much. And then one day he say, we need to talk. Y'all know what that means. I said, okay, you can come over. I'm gonna make dinner and we can talk face to face. I make steak, mashed potatoes, asparagus, and a glass of wine on the side. We eat and he making small talk. Bitch, I hate small talk. Anyways, he break up with me. And this man had a nerve to say, no hard feelings, right? Girl, while he was talking to me, my head was down. I'm just cutting my steak. I done already cut through, but I'm just cutting. Girl, when I looked back up, a whole nother person was looking at him. I threw my wine at him. I threw my plate of food at him. I hit him upside the head with that wine bottle. He started running, so I throw the whole bottle of wine at him. I missed. The bottle of wine hit the wall. The bottle breaks. Now got a red spot on my wall. It looked like blood. I grab another bottle of red wine. I throw it at him. This time, I get him right in the back. He picked the bottle up, throw it at me. I duck. I grab my knife. I start running towards him. Now we running through the apartment. Every time he keep trying to open the window or open my patio door, I slice him. Looking back, I feel like he was slowly getting each window and door unlocked. And so whichever one opened first, that's the one he would escape. But anyway, back to the story. He finally got the patio door open. Girl, this man run through the screen door. Mind you, my apartment was on the second floor and he jumps off the patio. Automatically, I know he run into his car. Bitch, I grabbed my car keys and my purse and I ran to my car. Bitch, we went for a ride. Girl, I followed him through the remainder of North Carolina, through the whole state of Virginia, a little bit of DC, and stopped at Maryland. Only because I needed gas. But after I got gas, I drove back to my apartment in North Carolina, got something to eat from Cookout, ate, took a shower, went to sleep. And I cleaned up the mess the next day.
So are you sitting up here telling us that you committed a crime, why in the world would you post this? Why in the world would you post this? Do y'all hear yourselves? And when somebody comes and arrests you, then all of a sudden, dang, I don't know what happened. When y'all get fired, dang, I don't know what happened. Y'all do a lot of stuff. Y'all say a lot of stuff that y'all think is funny. Y'all think is a joke. And then when consequences come, then all of a sudden it's, oh, shoot, I never knew. I didn't think. I was unaware that this was going to happen to me.
Bro, social media is so capped now. This shit ain't even funny anymore. I was talking to this one very attractive lady that also, if you went on her social media profile, her Instagram, you would think that she's living the most extravagant, the most lavish, the most rich lifestyle that you could ever live. So long story short, I DM her, she responds, everything's looking cool. I get her number, we start talking on the phone, FaceTiming and all that stuff. So like, we're getting really cordial. I'm getting ready to plan our first date. So after a couple days, the first date's already planned. Let's say that we started texting on Monday, our first date is on Saturday. I get a call Friday morning. I don't work on Fridays, by the way, but I get a call first thing in the morning on Friday. I'm like, interesting. Like, she never calls me this early. What's up? So I pick up the phone and I'm like, what's up? You never call me this early. Like, is everything okay with you? And she's like, yeah. Like, I'm just planning on getting a new car. Like, I know that you got a car not too long ago. So I kind of just wanted to, like, ask about like how much a down payment should be. Woo-de-woo. All right, cool. Next thing you know, she asks, can you help me with the down payment? I said, what do you mean? Obviously, I was going to say no, but I was intrigued to see how insane she was. So basically, she told me that she would put $500 down out of her own pockets, and she needed me to put down the other $4,500. So the down payment was going to be $5,000 total. Are you insane? She was like, I don't really have any money right now to put a down payment on a car, but I really need a new car very, very badly. And I thought that you would be okay with helping me with that. She proceeds to tell me how bad she's been doing in life. She said that she's been eating beef ramen, not even chicken, beef ramen for the last month. She said her car's broken down and it's not working anymore. She's late on bills, this and that, and she needed somebody to help her out. Then my head immediately goes to her Instagram profile. Last week, you was in the Bahamas. The week before that, she was in Puerto Rico. The week before that, she was in Costa Rica. But you can't pay your bills? You can't afford a real meal? You have to eat beef ramen? So yeah, we never went on that date. That's the last day I ever talked to. That's the last conversation we ever had. And yeah, long story short, bro, do not trust what you see on social media. That shit is always cap.
How do you think she gets to the Bahamas? She be begging. Modern women be out here begging. They don't have any problem begging. A lot of these modern women, they're bums. Straight up bums.
Someone in this room was at their Sneaky Link's house and his girlfriend walked in and he told her to hide under his pile of hoodies.
Someone in this room went to her Link's hometown and still says they're just friends.
Someone in this room told us they were gonna go get a COVID shot and it said, went to a Link and cracked in the school parking lot. During school hours, by the way.
Someone in this room likes to fuck her friends.
Someone in this room is terrified of throw up.
Right?
Someone in this room met someone on Tinder and then got played because he went back to school and had a whole girlfriend there the whole time.
Someone in this room has been broken up with her ex for over a year and they still talk every day.
Someone in this room gets PTSD from Fortnite.
Someone in this room had sex with 2 people in 12 hours.
Someone in this room questioned her sexuality because of her.
Someone in this room had a full-blown panic attack because her chest hurt and she called urgent care and went there and asked them if she was gonna die even though she was only 19.
Right. Someone in this room was still no contact, so she had to send a birthday card.
To his home address.
Someone in this room had a situationship who brought her and her mom flowers every single day and then ghosted her and didn't want a relationship.
And ate pizza rolls.
And lives at her house practically for I don't know how long.
Someone in this room takes it too far every time we go out and is the definition of puke and rally.
Somebody in this room showed teeth at Dobribri today on her birthday.
Ooh. Don't look at me, it wasn't me.
Someone in this room FaceTimed their family while they were at college and the camera flipped and her ex was having dinner with her family that night and met her dog.
2 people in this room had 2 different
men picked out that they wanted to plot on, and then fast forward to that night, they ended up switching, and it ended up being a perfect two-man, you know?
Someone in this room thought that they were Betty Crocker and decided to make sourdough one day, and when she went to show us the starter, it smelled like rotten dead bodies in a jar. And she said it was normal for it to have a smell. And I said, no, that's toxic. And she threw it out after because it was disgusting.
Someone in this room has a crush on another person in this room's dad to the point where they make up fake scenarios in their head.
It could be two dads, actually. Two dads. Someone in this room left one of our high school parties to go crack her ex and didn't tell anybody where she was going or if she got there safely.
On that same said night that one friend hooked up with her ex, one other person in this room went to get Aquaphor from her car, and somehow her 8th grade prom date was also going with her. And she still doesn't know what happened.
We still don't know. Someone in this room was laced on prom night and then woke up the next morning in a random parking lot. By herself.
And had no memory.
And that's it.
Someone in this room, when they were about 3 years old, was in a motor vehicle with her mother, and they crashed into Absecon ShopRite, and the mom's boyfriend took the kid in this room for weeks and didn't tell her grandmother where she was, so she basically was kidnapped, and he had a pet iguana that she still remembers to this day. And her mom went to jail for a little bit.
But she's here to say that she ran over 3 people.
Someone in this room invited somebody over their house, like to have a little sleepover, and he ended up pissing her off so bad that she made him blow up an air mattress and sleep on the floor.
The same person in this room, I asked her the next day and I said, yo, like 3-man tonight, and she hopped right in the car.
Someone in this room hooked up with this guy and they had a little too much fun, so a few weeks later her period didn't come and she took a pregnancy test just for caution and she wasn't pregnant.
If this is y'all's daughters, can y'all come get y'all's daughters off of TikTok, please? If this is y'all's baby girls, can y'all come get y'all's little girls off of TikTok, please? I don't know where they go to school at. I don't know where they work at. But if this is your baby girl, can you come get her off of TikTok, please?
I've been missing out. I have always dated like quite below me because like I feel like if I date a guy not at my level that like it'll be better, but I'm not gonna do that anymore because this man that I met at the hotel where I was staying at because my boyfriend didn't want me there anymore after I broke up with him. This is one of the hottest guys ever. I don't know how to handle it, to be honest. Like, now I understand why some of my girlfriends that date hot guys because like they're so hot and like you're just like obsessed with them. Granted, I'm not obsessed with him. I just went on a date with him and I was just like, oh my god, like you're so hot. Like I didn't say that. It was more like anyways, he's super sweet. I don't think he has a TikTok. Like I think he's doing other things. He's a working man. Very successful. Doesn't matter, but he does drive a nice car, and I do like that. Successful, funny, cute, really nice teeth. They're white. He has good taste. And he's 6'10". And let me just tell you, I'm wearing these heels. They're like, what, 3 inches? I was still like this. Hi. Like, and then I honestly, like, I feel like we were both a little nervous, but I think, I don't know, maybe. But anyways, after dinner, we were waiting for our cars to come, and there was like this little like, you know, he definitely wanted to kiss me, but we didn't know what to do. And then he kissed me, and literally I've never had to go like that before, and I literally felt like Cinderella, like I was on my little tippy toes. And he was a good kisser. And he wants to see me again on Thursday. Oh my god. Okay, that was my date update.
So you're trying to hack the other end of the spectrum, basically. You're trying to figure out how you can get the best treatment, is what it sounds like. And because the other side wasn't working, then now you're trying to play on the other end of the spectrum. Instead of just saying, okay, let me try to figure out, you're trying to find a cheat code. Let me figure out how to be a good person and attract a good person. You would rather play these types of games and take your chances. And then when that man drives his fast car all the way to the house, speeds you up them stairs, speeds down all the way into your underwear, and then speeds you all the way back in that Uber back to the house and says, hey, that's going to be the end of it. Now all men are trash. Y'all be out here dating with terrible standards.
I walk into the CVS. I walk past a gentleman. The gentleman goes, you're so beautiful. Thank you. Keep it moving. I go collect what I need to collect, join the line. He's on the line in front of me. He turns around and he goes, are you taken? I said, taken from what? And he goes, are you married? With his finger up. I said, why? And he goes, because you're beautiful. I said, okay, thank you. And then he looked at me and turned around. Right? And so when men are interested in a woman, right, when they think a woman is beautiful and they want access to her, the only thing they're concerned about is if there's another man in the picture. They never ask, do you think I'm attractive? Are you interested in me? Do you feel like being bothered? None of that matters. The only thing that matters is if there's a man barring entry. This is why I never say I have a man. I don't need to parade a man around to reject men. I have a man, that's why I can't give you my phone number. No, I don't give you my phone number because I don't want to. I'm not interested in you. I never use that. Because that's not the reason why I don't want to give you access to me. Because the fact is, nothing stops humans from interacting with each other. Marriage don't stop. Y'all know y'all single husbands be out there, right? So nothing stops people from doing what they want to do. So I don't use that as a reason. I'm not giving you my phone number because you're a stranger, not because I have a man, right? I'm not talking to you, or I don't owe you an answer. Are you taken? Are you married? Why? That's the first thing men ask. Are you married? And then they assume when I say no that I'm open to prospects. I'm not. I'm in here buying game, right? So, you know, these are the things that, you know, that shows that men don't really, you're just something they want access to. And the only thing they respect is other men. They don't respect your desires. Again, men don't respect women. Men are chivalrous to us, and they lead with compliments. I know how I look. I look at myself every day, right? What else is there, right? Compliments are nice, cool, but oftentimes they're a way to disarm women, because women are vanity driven and they need to hear how pretty they are, right? And to me, compliments mean nothing unless I find the man attractive. Like, that's the truth. If I find the man attractive, or if I'm attracted to the man, if I want him, those compliments mean something. Random men on the street, I don't give a fuck if you think I'm beautiful. But thank you. Men don't like the idea that women only want to be pursued or desired by men they find attractive. Because most men are unattractive physically. They could be good people, but looks attract, right? That's a fact. Men are approaching women they're attracted to. Men approach women that they possibly want to sleep with. But the thing is, men don't have the luxury of pick, choose, and refuse the way women do. Women have more sexual access than men, so we can pick, choose, and refuse. And the more attractive you are, the more you can pick, choose, and refuse. Men don't have that option really, so that most of them have to take what they can get. Right? And so, unfortunately for men who are not attractive, oftentimes women don't even want to hear what you got to say because you're not attractive. And that's how they approach you, because they don't even want to know if you find them attractive. They don't even want to know if you're interested. They just want to know if there's a man stopping them from pursuing you, because they don't respect you. They're only chivalrous. They're only saying and doing things because they want access to you. Right? When you really look at things for what they are, it's really all underwhelming. Right? I know what I look like. Right? I've been attractive all my life. Right? Men have always desired me. Right? As with other women. Right? A woman is a woman. Right? We have different levels of attractiveness, and it is what it is. Right? But the gentleman wasn't attractive. That's what kind of annoyed me too, because I'm looking at him and his attire, and why are you talking to me? I know that's fucked up, right? I know it's messed up, but that's just the way that it is for men. I mean, I wasn't born a man, so I don't have to worry about that stuff, and nor do I have to consider men's feelings or consider what their barriers are, because they don't give a fuck about how I feel. Have any of you ever been asked by a man, do you find me attractive? Are you attracted to me? Do you even want me talking to you? I can guarantee most of you have not had a man ask you any of those things. Right? So, I mean, things are what they are. I mean, life is not fair.
Now, I see what you're saying, but a lot of women say, well, I have a boyfriend. They use that as their reason to reject the man, right? Once again, I think sometimes we get a little bit too far in the weeds, right? I've heard some of her other videos, and some of the other stuff that she said kind of makes sense. But I think, once again, sometimes we can do a little bit too much. And I kind of think that this is it. Well, why do I need a man? Well, you don't need a man. It's just that a lot of times women say that I have a man so they can redirect the man and say, well, I'm not interested. Right? So you can see how conversation and communication gets convoluted. They say, well, I already have him. Oh, okay. Well, I think you're attractive. I think you're beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. You have a man or anybody that's in your life? No. Why? Well, because I think you're beautiful. You're actually picking up in the social cues that he's asking you, but you're acting like you're not. You're actually understanding full well what he's asking you and what he's saying, but you're acting like you're not. You know what I mean? That's the issue. Men are reading the situation. You're reading the situation. But instead of saying, oh, well, no, I don't have a man. Well, why do you ask if I have a man? Well, because, I think you're beautiful. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I appreciate that. I was kind of wondering if, you'd be interested in maybe getting to know each other a little bit more. I know we don't really know each other now, but I think you're really pretty, and, I would be interested to learn a little bit more about you. That's just an introduction. Oh, she's pretty. I would like to, well, you don't know anything about me, which is why I would like to talk to you, to get to know you. Because, hey, that's a pretty, you think, okay, she's attractive. Okay. Is there anything else about her that's attractive? That's why you take her out on dates. That's why you get to know her. It's the first level of attraction. It's not that hard to understand. You see them, okay, like say for instance, it's marketing. You're a moving poster board. You're a moving ad. That's why what you wear actually matters. That's why you actually put on stuff. It matters, right? And even when women say, well, man, when I go out and, I have sweatpants on and my hair is all over the place. When a man sees your face, that's the ad for him. He says, oh, man, she's pretty. And he says, man, I want to know her. I want to know what else she's got to offer. And you come and talk to her and you're like, oh, shoot, she's a great person. Hey, do you mind if I get your number? Let's spend some more time together. You guys spend more time together. Hey, man, you seem like a really good person. I would want to continue this friendship. But I would like to continue it a little bit more exclusively to where it's just you and I, right? And so now we become great friends and we start building together. That's where you have kids if you want to. That's where you buy a house together. That's where you pay bills together. And you say, well, these are our values. So you might be Catholic. Okay, we go to a Catholic church and we build, Catholic schools. That's our mission. That's what we love to do because we're both in the same headspace. But it all started because I like the way that you look. You're beautiful. You're a beautiful person to me. Let's see if your heart, your mind, your spirit are as beautiful as your face. It is. I want to marry this person. It's not that hard. Well, I don't want to be bothered. Everybody don't want to be bothered. There's some time where everybody don't feel like somebody coming and talking to them. That's normal. But you don't have to be rude about it.
I need to be on the side of the internet with the women who do not hate men. With those of us who can admit that we really like men, because naturally as women, we're supposed to like men. And the women who understand that there are bad men and there are good men, just like there are bad women and there are good women. The ones who don't group everyone together because of our own hurts and our own pains, and because of the men that we have been with who have let us down, or because those who may have had fathers who have let them down, so they've decided that it must be a man problem and not just an individual issue. I think we need to get back to a state of normalcy. Hating an entire gender because of the behaviors and decisions of some does not make any sense. And me not agreeing with that does not make me a pick-me. I just choose to live in reality, and I prefer it here. So keep me on the side of the internet with the girls who like men, because they are great. And there are bad ones. And there are those of us who have bad experiences. But there are men who also have had bad experiences with women. Does that mean that they get to decide that all women are terrible? I don't want to be on the side of the internet. I want to be on the side where we touch grass and we go outside and we see that there are happy marriages, and that there are good fathers, and that there are good brothers, and just good men, period, and that there are good people and they exist. Keep me on the reality side of the internet, please, because you guys are losing. You're losing touch of what is actually real because of these phones. And it may be time to put them down if that's where you found yourself. We gotta stop.
What you're asking modern women to do is start to kind of dissect and really pull apart their pain, their emotion. And that's not going to be something that a lot of modern women want to do. Straight up. They want to blame the man. There's money. There's pity. There's benefits. There's perks in being a victim, which is where a lot of modern women want to stay.
I just saw a guy post a video about 5 reasons why everyone's single right now. And it was just, he hit all the points so perfectly. If I remember his name, I'll drop his name or tag it in the comments. But there was one point he talked about in particular that I thought was so interesting that not a lot of people talk about why everyone is single. And it's actually something I've seen a lot, especially used kind of as an excuse for men. But I just thought this point was really interesting. Because the obvious reasons are, social media, dating apps, etc., has ruined dating, which we know this. Yes, that's true. But another point he made is that a lot of people, older generations, when they met when they were super poor, or they didn't have to be in a certain place in life in order to get into a relationship and get married. And now we see a lot of people today who use that as an excuse to not get into a relationship or not want something serious or not want marriage. They say that they need to do X, Y, and Z, or they need to make a certain amount of money in order to be in a relationship or feel comfortable to take something seriously. And I especially see this with men a lot, men that I've talked to, men that my girlfriends have talked to, even guy friends that I've talked to who are almost 30 and still not ready because they're not where they want to be in life, or they're not making a certain amount of money, or don't have that business that they've been wanting to start, which to a certain extent I get. Sometimes you do need to focus on yourself and you really just don't have time to bring another person into your life. But it gets to a certain point where I just feel like it's I'm sorry, but you're going to end up being single for the rest of your life. I think that if you want a family, then prioritizing getting into a relationship is something that should be important to you, especially when you're in your late 20s, because you're going to start running out of options. People are going to start getting into relationships and getting married, and your options become more and more limited the older you get. And one example I can think of is somebody that I know who is in their mid 30s already, and is someone who is like posting and like reposting content about like having to like work on yourself, or like kings chase the crown and don't chase the queen, like that type of content. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, but and this is a person that has said that like they do want to get married and have a family one day. And I'm like, you're already in your mid 30s and you're like consuming and liking this kind of content of like you still need to keep working on yourself and like achieve all these things, like just obviously like not prioritizing or like wanting to put any sort of effort into starting some sort of serious relationship. Like I don't know. I really don't understand it, because to me, I think that you can always work on yourself and better yourself even while in a relationship. Like, isn't that the whole point? Like, you're going to change and grow, but you're going to do that with somebody who is there to support you and be in your corner. And I think that whole aspect of a relationship is so cool. And like, I am someone who wants a family and kids. If you don't ever want a family and kids, and obviously it's not something you ever need to prioritize, but I don't know. It's just something I've seen time and time again with like guys, especially that like I've talked to, or just like guy friends of like, they're already in their late 20s or early 30s and they're still not ready to settle down because they're not in the certain place that they want to be in life. And like my parents, for example, they have been happily married for a long time and met when they were both super poor. And my mom just knew that my dad was a really hard worker, had a lot of ambition and drive in life, and wanted to grow with him, and they did together. My mom was able to become a stay-at-home mom because my dad now makes a lot of money, but he wasn't when they first met, and my mom was actually making more money than him when they first met. And yeah, I feel like we've like completely lost that. Like, I don't know, I think it's just really interesting. Like, I think our culture a lot really emphasizes this like self, like you need to like work on yourself and like self-improvement and self-growth. And it's like, yes, to a certain extent you do, and it is important, but it just gets to a certain point where it's like, if you're not going to put any sort of effort into trying to like meet people or get into like a serious relationship, and having a family and kids is something you want, it's like, then like, how are you going to get that? Like, I don't know. Does anybody else like feel this way or have experienced this? But it's really crazy to me, because I'm like, you're already like I'm like, dude, what do you mean you're not ready yet? Like you're literally running out of time. Like, and I guess for women too, it's like women who like want kids maybe think about it more than guys who want kids. It's like we do have like a biological clock in a sense. Guys don't really have to worry about that as much. So maybe that's like part of the reason too, but I don't know. I just find it so interesting. And yeah, it's like you can still work on yourself while getting into a relationship. Like, I just don't understand.
I agree that you can work on yourself and better yourself in a relationship. I think my question would be is, have you talked to him about wanting that type of stuff? Like, in terms of, has he been actively going after that? Is that something that he's been seeking, or is it just him posting and reposting content? You know what I mean? Like, it might be that he is going after those types of things. He is going after family. He is trying to get into a relationship. He is being intentional. But the women that he's getting into a relationship with, they're not really on that type of time. I mean, they might want to be in a relationship, but they don't want to be in a relationship with him. And so he's like, well, I guess I got to go back to working on myself. I thought this was going to be something, but I guess I got to go back to doing what I was doing. I'm not going to sit still if a woman don't like me. I got to go back to working on myself, and hopefully I can attract somebody else that's on the same type of time that I'm on. I don't know what else to do. In the meantime, I'm going to keep on posting and reposting. Continue to work on yourself, because that's what you should be doing.